oh,
I know, right?
I figured you had a plan, so I didn't preempt the script or anything in my head.
Well, to be fair, and this is actually going in the final build too. To be fair, like the Slab Lounge is we don't. It should not be scripted at all. That being said, hello everybody. Welcome to the Slab Lounge. The Slab Lounge, you know what? I'm gonna start doing this. The Slab Lounge is brought to you by Mother Clucker Chicken. Try their all-new American chicken tits. And by Garrett's Happy Time Funeral Home. Dead or alive, your ass is going 6 feet under. I'm your host, Doug Medhen, a.k.a. Gobblecock, with my beloved co-host, Kevin Bradley, a.k.a. Captain K. Hey, Kevin, you know what this podcast isn't sponsored by, though?
What?
Raycon. Hey, kids, if you want, like, overpriced, overrated earbuds, go to Raycon. Fuck Raycon. I mean, they're everywhere. I'm, like, seeing their advertisements, like, everywhere that has nothing to do with earbuds. Here I am watching, like, like a 40K, I don't know. I'm watching a 40K battle report on Mini Wargaming, and then all of a sudden, Raycon! I'm watching, like, Gamer Poop by Manslayer. Raycon! I'm watching Game Grumps. Raycon! I'm watching, like, a Codex review of, like, 9th edition Warhammer 40K. This video is sponsored by Raycon. What the fuck does Raycon have to do with Mini Wargaming, for God's sake? Yeah, like, I'm gonna fucking... Okay.
You gotta hear your battle. I mean, come on.
What?
You gotta hear the battle. You can't just be in battle and be like, I don't know what this said. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, pay $70 for the earbuds that you can, like, paint. Fuck you. No. I swear to God, if I see Raycon in, like, my Discovery Channel, I'm seriously just gonna throw my flip my shit. Oh, God. I will admit, like, okay, so, for the record, me and Captain K, like, this, because we want to do, like, 2 podcasts a week, one being the Slab Lounge, where we just turn our brains off, and the other was supposed to be, like, about us essentially dissecting, like, a ton of video games or whatever. But I think that should be scripted a little. Like, I think that should be scripted and not, like... Because the Slab Lounge, you just turn your brain off and that's that. But, yeah. Anyway, so, okay, so let me think of a topic that we could talk about. God, you're right. I think I should have actually come in with something written down. Sorry, it's just me and Captain K have had ridiculous work weeks.
We should probably get a topic. Even if nothing else said, we should probably decide on a topic.
Agreed. Ooh, I have an idea. Well, seeing as how I brought up video games, hey Captain, what what games have you, like, I don't know, 100%ed? Like, in your entirety of gaming, what games have you can honestly say that you have 100%ed?
That list is pretty short. The Wanted game, the second Fist of the North Star game, Ken's Rage.
Huh.
The only reason I'm short on one of the Naruto Shippuden games, I think it's Battlestorm, was because by the time I got it, there was no one in the lobby, so I couldn't do any of the on-lobby trophies. I didn't really have a choice. Like nobody's there. But everything else was done.
That's fine. I mean...
I think those are my main ones.
Oh, okay. I mean, if it'll make you feel any better, one game I absolutely refuse to 100% is, Mario Odyssey. And it's sad, too, because, like, I don't know if have you ever played Mario Odyssey before?
I have seen it been played, but I have not played.
Okay, so in Mario Odyssey, like, I bought, like, all the costumes, right? I mean, all of them. From Zombie Mario to that 8-bit cap that's like 9999 coins. Like, you have to max out your coinage. I got all but 2 moons. And it's on, one is on New Donk City, where Pauline's at. And the other is this, beach stage that I can't remember the name to. I think it's literally just called Beach Kingdom. Anyway, the thing is, like...
You're like, that beach.
Yeah. So, in New Donk City, there's like this jump rope challenge that I have to jump rope 100 times, and then in the beach level, I have to do volleyball 100 times. And that was like super not fun for me. Here I am just all like, this is boring. I'm not having fun. Oh, fuck you, Mario Odyssey. I'm never 100%ing you. Which is a shame, because, like, I thought Mario Odyssey was fucking amazing. I don't care if I never get to unlock the Bowser EX fight. I'm not doing... No, that is not fun. That is just boring. That was boring. Oh, man.
God.
What? It was? It's just... Have you ever had a game like that where you're just like, I'm enjoying it, except this one portion. This portion is boring. Fuck that noise.
No, there's tons of games like that. Usually it's the moment that if I'm playing a game that enjoys to be all across the board in activities, it's the moment that they're like, you know what this level needs? Platforming. We should put platforming. And it's like, nothing else in your game is built for platforming. Why would you think the engine can do this successfully with controls that aren't tank controls?
Yeah, that sounds like a Half-Life Zen level right there. Oh my god, Half-Life Zen. Even I know Half-Life... Huh?
I did forget a series that I've cleared out everything on for everything. Pretty much all the Drakengard.
Really? You're like the other person that says like Drakengard was like great or fantastic or something. Wait, what?
Fantastic is a very strong word. I do love the game. I love the story. It does get monotonous after a while. I do like all the other parts, but there are still a lot of issues I have with the game. But if you told me another one was coming out, I'd still play it. But oh no, I have issues.
Okay. Enlighten me.
Well, first part, basically you stole the Dynasty Warrior controls, but you didn't give a Muso. So, the majority of your combat is running around doing your normal Dynasty Warrior type combat, depending if you leveled up your weapons or not. But you don't actually just have a flat-out skill to be like, hey, I'm getting crowded up. All of you, get back. It's like, no. Do this combo and pray that no one interrupts your last move so that it can do the crowd clearing. But if they hit you, start over. So, yeah, that's my first gripe. Second gripe, I have no issues going back and replaying a game for alternate endings, even if you're going to make me go through levels. Something drastically different. Don't make me go through the same level 100% again. Maybe with like 2 or 3 extra enemies that weren't there to make me get an alternate story. It's an alternate story. Put something else there. Like, I rolled into the castle to kill all these people. Okay, cool. Alternate storyline. I rolled in the castle to kill these people. They're already dead because there's trolls. Like, you can do that. It's not hard. Like, adjust it. And then, I guess, my biggest issue mainly revolves around the first and third game. Yoko Taro and that goddamn rhythm game as the final boss battle.
What?
But you purposely... Yeah. So, in the first Drakengard game and the third Drakengard game, if you're going to get the true ending, the final ending boss battle is a rhythm game.
Are you... What? Really?
Nope, not lying. You can look it up on YouTube. You can look up the final true ending battle, and you will see a rhythm game. A rhythm game that cheats you because the camera is moving around. So there's certain angles you can't even see. So you have to listen to the rhythm to fathomably guess when you're supposed to hit this button because you can't actually see the barrier.
That's so fucking weird.
Yeah. I love the game to death, and I appreciate his ingenuity. But why would you make a rhythm game boss battle that you technically can't beat unless you cheat by watching another video of the boss battle to see where the rhythm is so that you can do the rhythm in the boss battle? That is, most people will tell you that's how they did it. They looked it up, watched it happen, and then synced it up with the time that they played it so they could hit the buttons at the same time as the video to pass it. Because you can't blindly hit a rhythm beat when you don't even know where the fuck the rhythm is because you can't see it, and the music has like 8 different other forms of rhythm combining together.
What the fuck? It sounds like impossible.
Yeah, it technically is. Like, unless you were like the rhythm game, I'm fucking Daredevil, like, you can somehow sense that you need a button press on a screen that you can't hear. Unless you're doing that shit, you're technically not beating it. Unless you cheat. It's just what happened.
Wow, okay. That was, that. It's like when Hotline Miami pulled that stealth game mode bit out of its ass, like, mid game. Like, here you are, like, in, you're on a massive killing spree, and then all of a sudden, we're just gonna pull stealth elements on your ass, like, midway through the game, and you're just like, what? Why? The fuck? I mean, like, this is the game that...
That's how you do it! That's apparently what people do, is because they just want to catch you for a loop, and they try so hard, so they're just gonna be like, we're gonna break out of the actual design of the game, so that you will be so caught off guard, you will have to lose. Like, Dark Souls doesn't even do that. And they go out of their way to kill you.
That's so true.
Like, it's literally the promotion of the game. You're gonna die. Oh, let me go buy that. Like, that's what you do. They're the only people who literally make a game that's like, you will continue.
Wait, what?
Continuously die, and you're like, I'm gonna spend 3 years of that. They're the only game model type, not that, because I mean all of it, like the Soulsborne, Bloodborne, all that. They're the only model type that literally goes, other than a roguelike, that goes, you're gonna die a lot, but you want to. And everybody's like, yes, I do.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Any other game, you get killed, and everybody else is like, fuck, why is my character die? Dark Souls, yeah, I'm dead. Fine, I'll be back.
Yeah. Oh man, dude, Beautiful Joe was like that. You're like, oh my god, Beautiful, like, oh god, I really wish there was a Beautiful Joe 3. For those of you who don't know, Beautiful Joe was this 2.5D side-scrolling beat-em-up that starred the titular hero Joe, Beautiful Joe, and it was so fucking difficult. It started life on the GameCube, would later see a port to the PS2, and then, like, it had a sequel, Beautiful Joe 2, and they toned down the difficulty, and it was still too fucking hard! Oh my god, I remember... Yeah, no, it's true! I mean, like, you go there, and you're thinking, like, okay, like, the game introduces you to the combat mechanics. You're just like, oh, okay, I can slow down time, cool. Oh, okay, I can speed up time, I can zoom in, I can do this, I can do that. Ha! This sounds like fun, and I can just tear through ass. And you tear ass for, like, the first, like, 2 stages. And that's, like, arguing a bit, because the game does throw a ton of curveballs at you. And then, when you're, like, I want to say, like, on stage, like, 3, or episode 2, some like it red hot, the game's just all like, yeah, here you go. Let's see how you fare now, bitch. And, like, you're going to die, like, a lot. So hard. And that's on, like, adult. If you go V-rated, or God forbid, Ultra V-rated, you're you're better off just bending over and taking it like hard. Oh, beautiful Joe. I really wish that game had a third one. Anyway, but yeah. What happened?
You never know with the way things have been going. Stuff's been coming out of the woodwork to return anyway, so.
I know. I mean, like, what was it? Like a year or 3 ago, Killer 7 just got its own Steam release. I'm still waiting. I'm holding out for Joe. Oh, I want Joe. I miss my Joe.
It's probably coming. It just takes a certain amount of people to be like, hey, I really like this, and then they start seeing sales are up, and they'll be like, oh, well, maybe.
Well, I mean, it's weird. He was in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Ultimate 3, and was he in Marvel Infinite? I don't know. I still refuse to buy that game.
We're both in that same bracket, so I can't answer that question for you.
Oh, okay.
Infinite was not my cup of tea, so I still have Ultimate 3, but Infinite's just kind of over there. Yeah. I acknowledge it exists, but
I don't want to acknowledge its existence. When I first heard about it, I was like, okay, that's cool. And then they said, oh, we're bringing it's 2-on-2. It's 2-on-2 instead of 3-on-3, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna buy it. Then they said they were gonna try to like make it more noob friendly by eliminating like the infinite combo thing. And like I get that, but like no. And even still, like people pulled off infinite combos when I watched that one tournament, and I mean only one, because I refused to like I after watching it, I was like, yeah, no. Infinite sucks. I'm never acknowledging it. Fuck you. Fuck it.
Yeah, I can't deal with their new system and the fucking Infinity Stones. Like it's weird. It's a lot of excess that's not needed. The other system was fine. Mm-hmm. You lessen the roster of characters to pretty much take all the X-Men out, all of them.
Oh, yeah, that really pissed me off. Well, I mean, like, I was pissed off that Daredevil wasn't in there. And Deadpool, and Super Skrull.
Yeah, because after you break him out there, so it's like,
yeah.
It took forever for him to officially be on there in the first place. And then you're like, hey, the next segment, nah, none of that.
Fucking, Disney had their hand in that fucking, like, super whatever. Like, Disney was all like, you can't have X-Men because we don't have it, and you can't use Fantastic Four because we don't have it. Or we don't have the movie license for it. So, like,
that's the ridiculous part, is the licensing right now so split that it's hard to say, like, which ones they really tried to get and were told no, and then which ones they were just like, nah, we're not even going to try. Like, because there's probably some givens that they were just like, no, we're not going to get. We're not. And then there's probably other ones where they were like, maybe.
Well, I mean, like, they basically have all the movie licenses now that, whatchamacallit, they bought Fox. Disney bought Fox. So, from what I hear, they're doing, like, a Silver Surfer movie, which I guess, I mean, like, I don't think I'm gonna. Well, the only comic book thing I have any interest in at all would probably be the What If series, but that's only because some of the shit that they did in the What If comics when I was reading it as a kid, like, were really, really cool. Like, what if Wolverine killed Hulk? What if Spider-Man became Spider-Phoenix? What if Spider-Man had, like, the powers of Captain Universe, and it would go on from there? What if? I think it was like, what if Magneto and Doctor Doom teamed up, and something like that. Like, no, some of the what if comics. Go ahead.
There's tons of those. I'm aware of those comics. There's tons of those what ifs.
Yeah, that's like the only thing I'm like I have any interest in. Other than that, like. Okay, people, before any of you jump down my throat saying, like, I'm anti-comic, keep in mind, I read comics as a kid back in the 90s. I was a huge comic book fan. I knew Spider-Man's canon in and out like the back of my fucking hand. Hell, Captain K can attest to this. He saw my comic collection! And, what?
I said yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because like it was just, like I had like a huge just a comic collection. What ended up happening though, why I got out of comics was because of the Spider-Man Clone Saga and the Onslaught Saga, which, for the record, I still think Onslaught had potential, but the way that was handled was really fucking poor. Because at one point, like, Charles Xavier talks about how he fell in love with Jean Grey, I think, if I remember correctly, which is strange because...
Yeah, it gets weird. It gets weird.
Yeah, I mean, like, didn't she... Wasn't she a kid when she enrolled in in Charles's Academy or whatever? I think she was.
Yeah.
Wow.
She was.
What
it was like
up?
teen years.
Oh my god, you know what I just realized? Fucking Xavier has a hard-on for redheads? Because, like, he had a kid with Moira McTaggart, Proteus, and, like...
Yeah.
He had a thing for... Why? Okay, what is the stigma with redheads? Oh, Doug, you should... Oh, Doug, they're great in bed. Are they, though? Because I don't mean to, like, be that guy, but I had a one-night stand with a redhead. I thought she was fun, but I didn't think she was the shit. I did try to call her again, but, like, she was all like, nope, so I'm guessing I was bad, but either way, like... I can honestly say it was... What? Hey, I tried, but I got...
And you're like, she didn't call me back, so it must have been me. But it's
So,
well, I mean, I can't really complain about that stigma, because most of my redheaded relationships have been good. I mean, with the exception of the complicated redhead relationship that you technically knew me through, but even then it wasn't bad, it was just complicated.
Yeah. But I still, like, man, I really, oh shit. Like, I really shouldn't be talking about, like, Conquest, because, I think, like, my mom kind of listened to the first podcast, and, yeah, that's gonna be real awkward if she listens to this one, too.
You might want to stop your stories a little early. Just a little bit.
Just a tad. Just a smidge.
Yeah.
Well, it's all Charles's fault. Damn, Charles, you fucking asshole, bringing in you and your redhead fever bullshit. I just want to do the
weirdness.
Wait, what?
I was saying, it's weirdness, because when I first saw that, I was like, what? Okay, so I mean, I guess I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, because maybe he fell in love with her mind? Maybe? Because it's like, you're both telepaths, you talk in each other's heads, so at a certain point, physical, like, staring at each other isn't even necessary. So, I guess from an impression like that, you could be like, I love you for your brain. And it's like, well, he's telling the truth, because that's how we talk all the time. So,
dude, you think when, because I'm thinking of, like, the old school X-Men animated cartoons, and the reason why I'm bringing that up is because, like, whenever Jean Grey, like, appears in his mind, he's just, like, he just explodes in his pants, he's all like, ah! I'm just thinking
that's when he kept falling out of the chair every time.
Yeah!
Fighting Magneto, and then that moment he's like, I'm gonna strike Magneto. Fuck, it's a thought Jean.
Yeah. And Magneto's like, dude, fucking really? Speaking of Magneto, hey, let me ask you this. Okay, so, who was the bearer of his children? Because you know Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver are his kids, right?
Well, okay, we'll go with that for the old continuity, because they kind of screwed it up and rewrote it. But sure, yes.
Who? Well, yeah, I'm just going by again, comic books from the '90s, kids. Back then, we called them Infinity Gems, not Infinity Stones. I will never call them Infinity Stones, so shut up. Anyway, who was their mom? Who was their mom? It wasn't Mystique.
No idea.
Huh?
She's dead. She's dead.
Oh, okay. They never
But
actually... What?
nope,
Okay.
nope, they never, because that's why later on the continuity got all mixed up, because they never revealed who his mom was. So then later, now when the whole licensing happened, when, Fox and Marvel and everything split all the licenses, that whole reason why Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver can be in the Avengers, but technically have their own separate thing, was because canonically in comics they later changed it to they were raised by the High Evolutionary and Magneto lied about being their dad. Oh. Even though originally he lied about not being their dad. So he basically double lied in the comic. He went, I am not your father. And then later on was like, I am your father. And then later on is like, I am not your father. Also, you are inhuman. So that's basically what happened.
Okay. Like, I was thinking, like, who did Mystique? Because Mystique, she had Rogue and Nightcrawler?
It was questionable. Yeah, it was questionable if they were if that was Nightcrawler's baby. Because it's questionable if Magneto might be Nightcrawler's baby, supposedly. But there's supposedly another comic that explains it's like, what the hell is it? The red version of Nightcrawler.
Oh.
That one, yeah. It's technically his baby. But there was a mystery of a while. It was like, oh, well, is that maybe Magneto's baby? Because y'all were together, and then she had a baby with Sabretooth. Like, bitch was popping out babies. So it's hard to know who's technically related to Mystique. Even more confusing, she's popping out babies, but if you follow her full comic line, the bitch is a lesbian. Remember, she came up with Destiny. The two of them bitches kill over on the side, but she's like the mother of so many mutants. And you're just like, the fuck, Mystique. I understand that you're like semi-immortal, but did you need to pop out the population and then pretend like, no, those aren't my babies? Like, because she doesn't tell anybody shit. She's just like, because officially, that is who Sabretooth's mother is. Sabretooth's mother is supposed
dude, I have to tell you, and I hope you can hear me on that, because you cut out on Discord, like, hardcore, so... You want to, like, tone it down a bit there, champ? Because you are getting really passionate about this.
Okay. So you just start outing the list, and you're just like, what the fuck, Mystique? Were you cow trafficking? What the hell is this? What, were you trying to make a soccer team? What is this? I haven't been a kid. Apocalypse has been alive for God knows how long. That's a kid. His kids are the horsemen. Like,
making a soccer. What the fuck?
Bitch, you are popping them out. Also, does that mean that since she's semi-immortal, she doesn't go through menopause? Because bitch is popping out kids in different centuries. Just saying.
Yes, I snort. Shut up. I'm talking to the audience, not you, Captain K. You know I snort. Well, wait a minute. Whoa. Wait a minute. Because if Magneto might be the father of Nightcrawler, that's weird because he and Scarlet Witch, they were fucking for a bit. Like, I know those two were like a thing. Like they were hardcore sleeping together.
Yeah. But if you notice, Mystique was never just like awesome about it. Magneto was never just awesome about it. Neither one was ever like, yeah, you two kids had that. Go ahead. Like, no. I'm pretty sure Magneto would have been a little bit more okay with it being like, hey, you go over there and talk to Polaris. Polaris. I'm pretty sure. But like I said, Nightcrawler's origins are a little mixed anyway. You just know Mystique's the mom.
Yeah.
But even then, that makes that awkward because then, like I said, okay, if she had an affair with Magneto or relationship, or I don't know, she doesn't ever act like she was ever married. So I don't ever fucking know. She's just, I don't know. Because he's never like, oh, I was married to them, and then we broke up, and then we had a kid and all that. No, it's always like, yeah, that's my baby. I was with them. Then I left. Like, were there never any weddings in your life, Kevin? So fun. He never recounts, like, an amazing wedding story, or we were together for months. It's always like, I met him. Later on, I had a baby. The baby revealed I was a mutant. I left. And you're just like, girl. Like, why have all these people not hit you with child support? It is the 90s. It's the 90s. Child support is a thing.
Oh. Yeah, like, fucking go on, like, what's his face? Like, Roy Povich or some shit like that. Or, oh my god, imagine Mystique on Dr. Phil. Oh, that would be sweet. I can so see Mystique being the catch me outside girl. How about that bullshit? I would love to see Mystique do that.
She'll have more fun with it. She'll be like that one dude that Dr. Phil called in, I think, because he was impersonating people, and the dude came in impersonating Dr. Phil. Like, that would be fucking Mystique. Dr. Phil will walk in, start talking shit, and then she's just going to transform into him and start psychoanalyzing him. And it's going to be like, I don't know who to believe. The doctor that's on TV or the person that looks like the doctor that's on TV that's thousands of years old.
Yeah. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, that went on a Mystique tangent.
Yeah. Great. That's minor. I love Mystique as a character, but I have minor gripes about the plot holes in her existence. She fluctuates through time and space in the Marvel Universe, and we don't address enough about it, but we blatantly acknowledge she's supposed to be there. Like, because you're just like, oh, she's an Omega-level mutant. She could turn into anybody. And you're like, okay. And then continuity, even in comics, continuity-wise, that later changed, and she's like, I can turn into anything. And you're like, what? Like, bitch can be a flock of crows. You're like, how the fuck are you a flock of crows?
It's a
what?
murder of crows, Captain K. It's
even,
huh?
Even then. And even then, I mean, I guess she's doing good at the murder part of it. But
damn. Well,
regardless of the fact, it's her lore is very inconsistent.
Yeah, dude, you want to talk inconsistent? Fucking Logan, Jesus Christ, like Wolverine. Ugh. Turns out, like first he was like born in like
have his memories. You can fuck with his.
Well, yeah, but I thought they tried to explain. Okay, so for the record, I never picked up that timeline that finally revealed all of Logan's past. But all I know is that he's Canadian. He is Canadian, but he was born in like 18 something or other.
The supposed, if I have it remembered right, the supposed is he was born back then in Canada. He was technically born to, I can't remember his parents' name for life, but he was born to them. But officially, I guess he had a neighbor that was trying to attack them that he ends up killing in his younger years. That may or may not be his real dad. Because it seemed like his real dad, even though he was with this other family. Like, it gets weird. Okay. And then you start getting into the weirdness of, like, yeah, because then that's weird. Because then they made that weird lore of making it seem like, oh, well then, yeah, Wolverine is related to Sabretooth. Being like, yeah, that's his brother. And you're like, so is Mystique both their moms? Is she one mom? And later Wolverine fucks Mystique in comic lore. Like, they do have sex. It happens. So what the fuck's that?
Dude.
Did you fuck your stepmom? What just happened?
Well, that kind of
yeah.
That might throw a wrench into a certain parody that we might be doing. If you remember, huh?
Oh yeah, no, I got you.
Yeah. fucking no.
It's a little weird because I just thought about that. It's like, okay, well, Mystique's supposed to be Sabretooth's mom, but then there's supposedly the comic theory that the person that Wolverine killed was supposedly his dad, but then later Wolverine randomly meets Sabretooth? Like, that's a weird, he just randomly hey, Sabretooth. And then later on, comics are they might be related, and you're like, how? And then all you can do is just throw a picture of Mystique and be like, okay. That's just, yeah, whatever. It's fine. If Mystique's in the center of it, it makes sense.
God damn. Comics are
someone's
weird.
mom. Somebody. She's in there.
I hate Go ahead.
It ain't even that they're weird. It's that when they want something new, instead of just creating something new, they try to take something old and then revamp it anew. Instead of being like, hey, we need a hero that does these things. They'll be like, oh, well, we're everybody's going through a big pirate craze right now. Everybody loves pirates. We can release something in pirates. And you're like, but we're superheroes. And it's like, but pirates. And they go, okay, well, how about we kill Batman and send him back through time so that he exists in all periods of time, and then you can make a pirate Batman.
Oh, yeah. That happened. Fucking Gabe was telling me about that, and I was just so what the fuck? Really? Pirate Batman? And he's like, duh. There's also Caveman Batman.
Oh, there's...
What?
There's all of them. He got sent back through time, so he technically exists through all of time. Batman became a paradox of himself because he exists through all forms of time at some point as a form of Batman, so he always exists.
Wow. Jesus, that's so
fucking... It's weird.
It's so fucking
Not to mention when he became the god of knowledge.
What?
Not to mention when Batman became the god of knowledge.
How the hell did he become
and still didn't know who the fuck the Joker was.
Wait, what? What about the Joker now?
Yes. He became the god of knowledge, and then finally was like, I'm gonna see who the Joker is. And then there were 3. And then it was like, wait, what? He's a fucking god of knowledge, and he still can't figure out who the fuck the Joker is?
Well, I mean, I'll get behind that, because this is something out of all the comic book movies that came out, right, I actually straight up refused to watch the Joker movie, not on any, not because I thought it was going to be bad, no, by all means, I fully acknowledge that the Joker movie was fantastic. The thing is, though, Joker doesn't have a fucking origin story. He just shows up out of nowhere, causes a lot of shit to happen, and when you think he's dead, they can't find the fucking body, and he shows up again. Gabe was telling me about, how he has, super sanity. I'm like, no! Joker doesn't have super sanity. He's just some weird, creepy son of a bitch that literally shows up out of nowhere. That is his thing. You're not supposed to know who the Joker is because he has no identity. I mean, come on, don't, he fell in a vat, he got tossed into a vat of acid. No, that's just one of the stories that he told, that's one of his origin stories that he told to Harley and Quinzel. That is one of them. That is not the true thing, because he lies a lot. You don't know who the Joker is. And I can't believe I'm going on this rant because I'm not that big. Well, no, I'm actually a big Joker fan. So take from that what you will. I know, right? Hold on, let me put the light on.
And the killing joke, he acknowledges it, oh yeah, I prefer it to be multiple choice. He purposely doesn't give his actual origin, so even if you're like, this is the Joker's origin, it's according to someone at that time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, he's not supposed to have an origin story, just leave him be. He is perfect the way he is. Now, again, I fully acknowledge that the Joker movie was fantastic. I heard so many good things on it. I just refuse to watch it because I don't want to know the Joker's origin story because he doesn't have one. Though, yeah. To be fair, Jared Leto, I hate him. And I don't want him being Joker anymore. Jared Leto is such a douchebag.
It's so hard for me to make a decision on that because I'm not sure if he's that Joker, that form of Joker by personal choice, or if they just wrote him into it. If they wrote it into it, I don't blame him because you've been given a part, you're being paid money, you do it. But if he was like, "This is my Joker," no, I don't support him.
I don't.
So that's my area with it. I hadn't technically heard his take of, "Oh, well, I had a different idea and they told me I had to shut the fuck up." Like if they had done that, I'd be like, "Oh, okay, there's nothing, sorry about you." But if he was like, "I wrote this Joker. I want this Joker." No, fuck you. No.
Well, I mean,
Joker is not hood rat. Joker does not have gold grill all up in your face. Like, what the fuck is this?
Oh my
Joker. I kept waiting for the real Joker to come in and kill that one.
Right? Oh my god, yes. Bring up the good Jokers were okay, so the reason why I hate on Jared Leto, so he is such a dick. Jared Leto is such an asshole. Even the set of the first Suicide Squad, everybody was pissed at him because he did some stupid shit. And if any of his fans meet up with him, he'll do some random. He beat one of his fans up with a fucking microphone for no fucking reason. Fuck Jared Leto. But even then, his Joker sucked because I actually did watch part of the Suicide Squad when he was on it, specifically when he was on it, and I was all like, oh god, he's not that good of a Joker. Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson, those two were brilliant Jokers, even though they're two very different Jokers. One's an anarchist and the other's, well, an anarchist, but he plays up the clown bit a lot more. But yeah.
One's a more serious something you'd expect from Dark Knight Returns, whereas the other one is the more what you'd expect from Batman the Animated Series.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Nicholson leans in animated series area where it's no, he's doing devastating things, but there are some actual jokes to crack in there where you're like, yeah, that's Joker.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Fucking Jack Nicholson nailed that. Heath Ledger, God rest his soul, he nailed that too. He nailed that particular joke, which is weird because I still don't understand why. I'm not gonna out this person, but he's in our circle back in Arizona. For God's sake, let me put it to you this way: this person refused to learn Photoshop and instead advocated using MS Paint to do texture work. So yeah. Don't take his opinion don't take this person's opinion very seriously. But he was totally down on Heath Ledger's
familiar.
Joker.
Am I?
Huh?
Am I aware of this person? This person sounds familiar by theory.
Well, let me put it to you this way: this person was your former roommate. Back in.
Although with his logic, I understand why he did it the other way. For his purposes, I get it.
Nah.
It is more complicated, but I get it. I'm there, so I see him all the time. I understand.
I guess, but still, why would you trash Heath Ledger's Joker? He did a good job. Oh my god, come on, dude.
His purposes, I think, because he wanted the more monocle role of actual, clown prince of crime. And that's what he was hoping. And there was Prince of Crime, and you do get a good aspect of the Joker, but he probably just didn't get as much of the hysterical mania as he wanted. Because there's different aspects of Joker. Joker's been serious. He's been comical. He's been corny. Copyright fish.
Yeah, he was
They haven't made a movie about copyright fish.
Actually, I think they did. Didn't they come out with, before he died, I think they brought back Adam West and the 1960s Robin and did an animated movie based on that, actually. Didn't they? I think they did. I just never watched it yet, but they went totally camp.
I'll have to find that, because I didn't...
Huh?
If they did, I'll have to find that. Because I know he did do one other thing before he died. I do remember that. Because I was sad about that, because before he died, he was at the Dallas Comic-Con, and I couldn't go. And I was like, oh, I'll catch him the next time. Died. And it was like, well, life sucks. Yeah. All right, then.
Yeah, life was a little, yeah, it was, yeah, me and a bunch of buddies, we raised a toast to Adam West. Yeah, but I'm damn sure they actually did a DC animated universe version of the campy Batman, and I'm pretty sure they actually did bring back Adam West and the original Robin for that particular movie. I'm just trying to remember when was it, or something like that. But I know a buddy of mine who'd know. He actually lives a few doors down from me because he's a hardcore DC fan. He kind of got me. I say kind of. You have to take this with a fucking huge mountain of salt. But he kind of got me into The Flash and what's the only other
Green Arrow.
Yeah, Arrow.
Well, Arrow.
Yeah. I haven't watched I watched a couple of episodes, not just with him, but outside. I'm just like, you know what? I think I'm gonna watch this episode of The Flash, or hey, I feel like watching another episode of Arrow. Maybe I'll try Black Lightning. And Well, I don't regret Black Lightning, but
Arrow, you're probably going to make it to about season 3, and then you're going to start having second thoughts.
Oh, really?
It's not bad, but you're just going to start, because the pacing changes. Up to season 3, you kind of stay at a pretty steady click that even when the story meanders for a second, you can still go with it. After season 3, certain things start to kind of drag, to where it's like, we're going to address this, and then we're never going to talk about it again for 5 episodes. And then we're going to address this, and expect that you remembered.
Huh.
And that's it. It won't be a whole bunch of things will happen. It'll just be, it was addressed. We didn't talk about it again. It was addressed.
Fair enough. I mean, for the record, because Berserk was kind of guilty of doing that, and same goes with Game of Thrones, so, I mean, I'm not going to fault it that much. If that makes any... Hell, Naruto was even guilty of doing that, too. Because, huh?
Game of Thrones.
You're cutting out. Say again.
For Game of Thrones purposes, to be fair, you should be happy that they glossed over it. Because contextually, you already complained that it's super boring. The book is more wordy than the show.
Really?
They explain battle tactics in detail. They explain people's thoughts, inflections, because you're going from first-person perspective of whoever that chapter is. So a lot of the stuff in the story where you're just seeing all the characters on screen and stuff is happening. In the book, that's one person's perspective thinking about everything happening. So the book is much more drawn out because you are one character. It depends on which book it is, but you are that character, and you're following that character through the story. So you don't have the vast amount of knowledge that you would just have looking at, all characters happening, or third-person view. You have first-person. You only know what your character knows, which means if you think an attack's about to happen, and you might presume how it's going to unfold, but your character does not know, your character then has to ask, which means you have to sit there in that book through the explanation.
Oh my god.
So for everything that you think was slow and contrived before, you have to take into consideration it came from a book. So this is actually the condensed version.
Oh my god. That's weird.
Well, because they were doing it during writing, they fucked up a whole bunch of things, and people are in places they're not supposed to be, and people aren't there that should be. There's a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, no.
Game of Thrones has its own issues.
Yeah, Game was telling me one of the things that Lady Stoneheart, I forget who Lady Stoneheart is.
Oh
but,
yeah.
So don't ruin it. Don't ruin it for me.
Well, now that you've watched.
Huh?
Well, I mean, you're never going to see her in the series.
Well, I'm just saving it for those who are still reading the books, because, the book series is still ongoing for what it's worth. Because, you have to understand, for those who don't know, while, yes, Game of Thrones was based on the books, Season 4 was based on the 4th book. Season 5 onward was just them basically ad-libbing.
Just making it up.
The author was a consultant, but, it was basically the writers going their own direction. So if you want to read the rest of the books, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, because, Lady Stoneheart is a character that shows up and plays a big role.
But granted, at this point, she wouldn't really be a spoiler because she's existed in the existing book.
I don't know.
Because series-wise, she's glossed over because in the series you can't really explain her without some context that they didn't bother to do. But like the lead up to what would be her entrance happens, but the events to take place for it do not, because they don't mention anything about those events from the book.
Yeah.
So it's a weird toss up, because it's like, if you are a fan of the series in general and you're just waiting on the new book, you still know who she is. But if you're not and you just watch the series, you could find out who she is, but 9 times out of 10 you probably watch some video complaining about Game of Thrones, and they probably addressed.
Oh, good. Sorry. Had to swat something.
But understandable. But I'll stick with you on that, and I won't do the big reveal of who she is. But yeah, there's that. There's also the fact that fucking hold on, I have to remember her in-character name. It helps.
Oh, go ahead.
Because I know Sophie Turner, but I always...
Oh, you mean Sansa.
Hold on.
Sansa, you're talking about, I think. That's Sophie Turner, isn't it?
Dude, Sansa.
Yeah,
it is. For a while, I only knew her as Sansa, and then I saw her in other stuff, and then I got used to her name as Sophie Turner, and then I haven't watched Game of Thrones in a while, so I was like, who the fuck were you? I know who you are, but who were you? But,
yeah.
But the point being is, like, there's points in the series where she's in a location, and it's like, Sansa isn't supposed to be there. So why is Sansa there? And that was even in books that currently existed. It's like, Sansa's in this room, and you're like, she shouldn't even be in this land. Why is she here?
Okay. You know, I mean, like...
Yeah, the books and the show diverge hugely at some points, but even when following the books, there's a lot of things they cut out and shifted that if you didn't read the book, it doesn't seem weird because it matches story, but then you read the book and then you're like, well, why the fuck did they do that? Because it makes no sense in their story why they did it compared to what the book was doing.
Pretty much. I mean, like, yeah, like I said, like, after season 4, it was just the writers ad-libbing because the 5th book wasn't out. So yeah, I don't even know how many books are out right now because I stopped following it. But however, I will say this much though: while I was riding in Ames' car, he had the audiobook of one of the Game of Thrones books, and this is like this dude with a thick British accent describing a sex scene, and he's talking about like how he caressed the nipples. I forget which character they were talking about. I'm just all like, Aim, we are riding in your car in Arizona at like 9 p.m. Why are you playing this? Like, what the fuck? Oh my god, that shit was
because
funny.
It's 9 p.m. somewhere, and no, I mean, I guess it's things that can happen, but you don't know when a soothing, deep British voice is about to describe sex to you. You can't time that.
I mean, like, to each their own. I'm never gonna do something like that. I mean, like, nope. Oh my god, I've a little more sense than that. Says the person that actively likes that still says he likes the Bleach Berserk anime series. So clearly, my sense of taste is subject to question.
I don't fault you on that.
Huh?
I don't fault you on liking the series. I am just amazed that your eyeballs survived it. Berserk story overall is amazing.
Yeah,
even with the parts they cut out, it's still amazing. But visually, it has jumped across the board all the time.
Yeah.
I just recently bought the let me go grab it to see what it officially. But basically, I bought some of the volumes of Berserk, but I bought them as, where are you, book? I know you're here. You're the biggest damn thing. Okay, here we are. Yeah. No, it was like volume 1 of Berserk, but it's like the hard book edition.
Oh, nice.
And I think the volume 1 covers, hold on, and 59.
Dude, you cut out like a lot on Discord. You're gonna have to repeat all of that.
Exact kind of book.
What?
Love.
What?
So I was saying I have a hard copy. I was saying I have a hard copy version. What? Look.
Dude, you are cutting out hardcore.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes. Now I can't.
Hello? Hello?
Okay. Hello, Captain K.
Well, okay.
So you had a...
Well, because there's also a storm happening here currently, too, so hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay. While I'm holding...
What about here?
Huh? What?
Can you...
I can kind of, but you're cutting out again. While I'm holding, let me tell you some of my favorite fantasy games, because there's only 2 of them. I tried the Elder Scrolls games, but I can't get into them, mainly because I wasn't a big fan of their combat system. And keep in mind, I played Elder Scroll Morrowind, Elder Scroll Oblivion, and Skyrim. So the only 2 fantasy games that I can say that I'm actually really into are Legend of Zelda, but that's because I have my own bias. You know, I grew up with Legend of Zelda, so it'll always occupy a special place in my heart. And Fire Emblem, but that's because Fire Emblem has a ridiculously addictive combat system, and I love Fire Emblem Three Houses. I never realized how much I like being a high school teacher and then going to combat warp thing. That's fun. I'm gonna see if Captain K came back. Captain, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so you have a hardcover of Berserk.
Yes, it covers the first 3 volumes. The 3rd volume starts on page 459, so it's one of those bigger, thick.
So what? You could beat goats to death with that or something?
Yes, I could.
Wow.
And, when you look at it, it looks like a Berserk out of a book out of the Berserk universe, because it's just a black book. The whole book is just black, and then the spine of it's just Berserk 1 Mura, and then down at the bottom Dark Horse, and you're like, okay, so it looks like I could cast some spells from this book. Awesome.
Yeah, I can see that. But I will say this much though, from some of the Berserk, some of the drawings in Berserk just look fucking amazing. Like that one dragon. That dragon looks fucking insanely awesome.
Well, even when you just the anime never puts them to good, I guess you could say, good glamour, but the apostles, all the different apostles, when you actually see their design and artwork, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, the Inquisitor or whatever, when he gets his metal body and his 1,000 punch attack or whatever. God, that guy looks amazingly epic. Thou shalt not! God, I love that quote. When he was about, I can't spoil. Watch the Berserk anime or read the manga. I can't spoil it. I won't spoil. I know the anime, I know the CG looks terrible in comparison to the OVAs, but trust me, Berserk is so good.
Yeah, just bear through it for the story. Just it doesn't visually get amazingly better, but it doesn't get worse.
No, that's
so. That's the best way I can put it. It doesn't get worse. If you can tolerate it from the start, you're good. You can make it.
Yeah, you can make it. Just you can make it. You can do it. Nicorette can help. Oh man.
In our situation, cocaine probably does not. So please do not add cocaine to Berserk. It won't go well.
If you add cocaine,
not that Berserk.
Because Berserk's already like fucking on steroids. If you add cocaine to that brew, I'm pretty sure it's gonna like explode and kill like everything.
Well, if you watch the old original Golden Age arc, you'd probably be okay on cocaine. You'd be like, oh yeah, all right. But if you tried to watch 2016, 17 with its weird 3D modeling googly eyes staring at you deadly, no. Cocaine does not make that awesome.
No.
I don't even think weed makes that awesome. Like race horse does not help. He does not.
No, it doesn't. Oh my god. And wow, here I thought we would be talking about video games, and then nope, we just went back into comics. We went into comics.
To be fair, Berserk has a video game.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask about that. And the Kenshiro one, did they both be made by Koei Tecmo, the Dynasty Warriors people?
If you give me a second, I can check on the Berserk because it's tragically in the other room. So let's see.
And while
yes, Berserk is an answer of yes.
Oh, okay.
In terms of Kenshiro, no. They did, I think, on the first game, and then the next two times, Koei Tecmo hasn't been the one. Because the last game, which is most recently out, which is Lost Paradise? The North Star, I think, Lost Paradise. It's designed more like the Yakuza game.
Really? Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Like, it has all the side story events, you run around the area, you're in the wasteland city thing. I don't know what to really call it, because it's like if you took Brigna from Aeon Flux, but threw it into the Mad Max type style world, it's that. We have like a weird wall city thing, but then if you leave, you're out there dirt racing in buggies. Nice.
That makes sense. So, what platforms?
It's interesting. For Berserk and for Fist of the North Star, I know they're on PS4. I think Berserk might have gotten put on Xbox, but I can't promise that. I know damn well it didn't get to Switch.
Oh, that's fine. No, I was just educating the audience to see who might want to, pick that up, because, Berserk and Fist of the North Star, they are two very good properties. Yeah. I can tell you that from personal experience.
Well, I'll pre-warn of a thing that was not really known in existence that I'll pre-warn. So, there is a semi-technical remaking of Fist of the North Star that you should avoid. It's not that it's horrible, it's just so drastically different that you can't take it as Fist of the North Star. It's like Fist of the North Star Sky Genesis or something. It's weird. Basically,
go ahead.
It's gonna make you cry a little bit inside. So you know how you watch Berserk?
Yeah.
Take that animation style and put it to Fist of the North Star.
Ew! Oh no.
Now, wait. Now make Kenshiro Chinese.
What?
Still look like Kenshiro. Still designed as Kenshiro. Still 100% looks like Kenshiro. Put him in Chinese Oriental garments.
I just yelled that out, and I'm pretty sure I just freaked my neighbors out. I was like, yeah. What? Wow. Okay, I'm so sorry if I yelled.
Yeah. It's that abrupt though. Yeah, it's that abrupt. Because I saw it, like, I was in Crunchyroll, and I was like, oh, Fist of the Star, you made a new thing. And then I started the first episode, and I was like, okay, number one, you look like Berserk. That concerns me. You've always had better animation style. What? Why? And then two, when the story's out, I was like, okay, well, it's the normal story. And it's like, yeah, nuclear war, all that. And then it's like, China. And you're like, but his name's Kenshiro. It's a Japanese name. But he works for the triad in China, and he's in a Chinese gang family with no real talking of the fist of the North Star history Ray, who's already on his deathbed, which just pisses me off because I was always mad about that in the first series, that you kill off Ray, my favorite character, and this one's like, hey, we introduce Ray. Second episode, oh, he's slowly dying, and you're like, what? No, he's already coughing up blood. What the fuck? Like,
okay.
Like, I couldn't even make it to the series because of that. It hurt. It just hurt so much.
You are cutting out a lot again. I think that's a sign that we should like call it. Because you're getting really passionate again, and like, yeah, we should definitely pick this up next time. Unless, you know what? I'll let you finish your thought, but please, but yeah, don't cut out on Discord again.
Because I so have control of that. I have not rated to the storm level of mutant abilities where I can harness electricity to make that signal even better. So,
it's not that. Oh no, it's not that. No, Captain. It's not that. It's that if you're yelling like to a point, Discord will straight up cut it out. So that might be what's going on in this particular case scenario.
Well, how dare you, Discord?
I know.
How dare you be called Discord and have me required to be quiet? What is the name of your app? Like, really?
Wow. Okay, tell you what. Next time we won't do Discord. We'll do Zoom meeting.
I've never actually done a Zoom meeting.
Well, I mean, like, the school that I'm going to be working with in the next few weeks, they want me doing nothing but Zoom. So, take from that what you will. Yeah, because, like, all the classes I'm going to be teaching are going to be online. So, yeah, UCSD's going to want me doing that. Same goes with this other school. And I might have a third school that I'm going to be working with in the fall. I'm not too sure yet, so I'll keep you posted on that. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, to be fair, that just means more workload added on to me while I'm still trying to get the company up and running. Speaking of, like, I got to tell you about, like, the marketing people. Oh my god, they're so fucking relentless. But that's a story for another day. Plus, you know, don't want to like bore the audience or whatever. But we really should start like reaching out to our network of people. Like, I'm definitely gonna get Brittany Santana. For those who don't know who she is, she's our animator who's working on Attack on Gossip onto this show. And like, Captain, I suggest you tap into your network as well, because we should start like trying to get some guests to add some peach to this brew, so to speak. And by peach, I mean other ideas, not, you know, taking it. Yeah.
Nah.
That said,
peach. Okay.
Yeah. That said, thanks for listening to the Slab Lounge, everybody. You take care. Later on.